Good morning, wonderful students, and welcome to week 5. So here's what's in store for you this week. Congratulations on finishing up your first essay, the summary and response essay, and getting yourself started on the argument breakdown worksheet. Now remember, last week we did all of this argument breakdown in order to really get ourselves focused in on reading number 2. Now, let me tell you, for the next 5 weeks, so we only have 5 weeks left of the semester, for the next 5 weeks, we are going to be used reading number 2 for anything that is a graded assignment, okay? But anything that is practice, you're going to notice that we'll use reading number 1. So just be very, very clear on your directions. Everything is linked within the direction sheet, and just be mindful of which article you're using when. It shouldn't be too confusing. I think we only use reading 1 once, and that's going to be this week. So just kind of pay attention and stick with it. All right, now, here's the important stuff that you need to know for week 5. All right. This week, we are working on analysis, okay? We have 3 assignments due, and they all build off of one another. So let's take a look and see exactly what you'll be learning. Now, the first thing that I would like for you to do, actually, is I'd like for you to go back to week 2, okay? Back here in body paragraphs, where it says CSET body paragraphs, I would like for you to go back and review this module in week 2 so that by the end of the week, when you're ready to write a portion of your rough draft, you'll be ready to go and kind of back in the mindset of CSET. You used all of CSET for 2 of your paragraphs in your summary and response essay, but this one is really going to help you because we're going to change it up just a little bit. It will still be CSET, but I want you to see how CSET changes depending on the goal of the essay. All right, so that's the first thing that we've got. Let's take care of that. The next thing that I want to take a look at is I want to look at week 5. So be very mindful, okay? Week 5 has quite a few modules in here. They're short, but they're extremely important because we're going to be using all of these concepts for literally the rest of the semester, okay? Now, remember, I keep telling you in videos and in our announcements and in feedback, I grade according to what you learned in the course. So this is one of those instances where it's really important that you go through each module, every video, every slide deck, anything that's in the course itself. In any of these pages, make sure that you're going through, that you're taking notes, putting things in your own words so that you're able to refer back and see what you need to understand. Now, the first thing that you're going to be looking at is the analysis writing overview, okay? So what you'll see is that we have an analysis essay due on week 7 here, all right? So that page right there is going to help you learn exactly what you need to know for that analysis essay. I always say you might even want to go into the sample assignments to see exactly what you're working toward and what we're building toward from argument breakdown then all the way up, okay? Now, take a look at what we've got here. We've got purpose, audience, literary devices, connotation, denotation, tone, credibility, worldview, evidence, and then thesis statements, okay? All of this right here in the center, these are what we call our critical thinking concepts. So in our course, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using these different critical thinking modules and critical thinking ideas in order to write about reading number 2 in terms of these modules. Okay, so these are the concepts that we are going to be using in order to analyze reading number 2. Okay, now when we look through, you'll notice that each of these pages is set up pretty much the same way each time. You'll see what the concept is. Go ahead and click through. And then it'll tell you how to find it. So everything that you need in order to learn about the concept and be able to discover it in your writing is going to be right there for you. Okay. Now, the next thing that I want to share with you, so we've kind of learned a little bit about what each of the modules will look like. Really take your time here, okay? Really take your time because you will need to use every single one of these in order to complete your first two assignments this week. This week, you have a discussion board that then is going to kind of test your knowledge to make sure that you are getting these concepts down and ready to go. So you'll be able to look at each other's and see what other people came up with. Just kind of a quick discussion to see, where we might have some pitfalls and where we might need a little bit more instruction or where we're doing really, really well. So in your discussion board this week, which will be due on Wednesday, all right, you're going to use reading number 1, the overdose article, since you kind of already know it, right? So you'll get this done and you'll go through and each of our modules, and what you'll see is you'll answer one question for each of the modules that you learned in week 3. Okay, so we'll be posting a little bit of supplemental instruction in there to help you with worldview. But essentially, I want you to take a look at this, just kind of get some practice out of the way before you move forward. The next thing that you're going to be completing is your essay planner. Now, I know we're kind of diving in really, really quickly, but that's the way it works, right? In a quick 10-week course. So what you'll be doing for this assignment is you will actually be then taking a look at reading number 2, okay? And then applying what you learned in reading number 2, and applying those concepts to your planner. Essentially what you'll be doing is you'll be looking at literary devices, right? And then finding the 2 literary devices in for your planner from reading number 2. Answer a couple of questions and then move on to connotation, denotation, and tone. So on and so forth, all the way down to credibility and into evidence. So when I say I want you to really take your time and go through each of those modules, really you're going to be kind of going through, finding the information after you've learned the concept, then giving some examples and giving some ideas about it. Now, here's the fun part. This looks like a lot, and it probably is, but think about it. When you look at what we need to do for the analysis essay, you are literally building your essay right here. Everything in this planner is in order of the essay, okay? And every idea that you have in here is going to be used somewhere in that essay. So you're going to kind of be able to use it piece by piece, paragraph by paragraph. So everything is right there for you. All right, that takes care of us up until Wednesday. Let's take a look then at the CSET draft of language. Remember 8 minutes ago when I told you I wanted you to look at week 2 and take a look at the body paragraph CSET? Okay, that's where this comes in for our partial draft due on Sunday. Now, just like you did for the summary and response, you wrote one body paragraph, you got some feedback, and then you were able to change it up, do what you needed to do, and then apply it to the second body paragraph, right? Well, this is a pretty big essay because you have quite a few components, a few paragraphs underneath each of your headers. And so here, let's kind of head it off at the pass and write 2 paragraphs just on the language section of your essay, okay? So we're going to chunk this up, all right, in groups, and we're going to simply do our rough draft in chunks so that you can continuously get feedback so that you're ready to go for your analysis essay that's going to be due on week 7. This week, the only thing that you're going to be doing by the end of the week is using your planner, okay? So using feedback from your planner, and you're only going to be writing the language section. Now, what does that mean? That means that you will have 1 paragraph about literary devices, okay? And 1 paragraph about connotation, denotation, and tone. So this one's going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be a CSET set. And I highly encourage you to take a look at the videos and the samples that are in the actual assignment pages, because it takes you through piece by piece exactly what you need to do. When you look at the assignment directions, you also have a reminder of what you need to do. So please make sure that you're really reading those directions, using all the resources that are available to you, and really understanding what it is you need to do for each of these assignments moving forward. Okay? So that's it for this week. All right, we're really diving in. This is a big week, you guys. All right, so really, really, really take your time, use your time management, and plan accordingly. All right. Now, if you've made it this far, I'll give you a little tidbit here. I wanted to congratulate those of you who actually took the time to email me the other day and earn a couple of points for your summary and response essay. So I tell you all the time that the announcements and the videos and everything that are posted in here are all part of the course. And if you're skipping on them and sleeping on them, you know, there are benefits to actually getting your things done. So keep an eye out for more opportunities like that. I promise they will be coming. And please reach out to me should you have any questions whatsoever. I am here for you. And I can't wait to see what you come up with analysis. All right, everybody, that's long enough. So good luck and happy week 5.